we've had a win.
We have had a big win today. We finally got there. I said it was going to be 2 parts.
Did say 2 parts. Not a whole lot of blood.
No blood.
Not a whole lot of cursing.
No.
So I think that was a win as well.
Definitely. So, very good. Day 5 of the Lexus build project. We're continuing our pull apart of the dashboard at the moment. I think we are close to having this dashboard removed. It's out of control what's going on with this.
It is out of control. That is probably another thing worth mentioning is our timelines have blown out as well because we massively underestimated the quality of this car when we started pulling it apart.
Yeah, what we were talking about in our last episode of finding things to get yourself out of bed in the morning. We're trying to increase what we're doing, and we're trying to get you guys out there to start doing more of it yourselves too. It's not about what we're doing. We're just trying to get you guys to do something.
Yeah. I was thinking when I was on my holiday about our last conversation we were having about my fear of, stepping into the unknown and out of my comfort zone into, a new pursuit. If that's what we're sort of taught, get a job, play it safe.
Play it safe, yeah.
All that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And not only that, but it's also within your own psyche.
Yeah.
Like your body is programmed to do what it is comfortable with. Yeah. Like part of the stuff that keeps you from going mad. So it's like the part of the brain that works that keeps you breathing, for example.
Yeah.
Or it stops you from feeling every single thing that happens to your body throughout the day, because otherwise you'd just be trying to neuroprocess too much shit.
Yeah.
Same thing that likes to keep everything running normal,
safe
is the same thing that also tells you, like, when you try to step outside your comfort zone, no, don't do that.
This is not safe.
Whoa, what are we doing here? Like, if you do that, then, all these bad things are going to happen. So you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with a friend of mine. He was one of the original guys that we started our previous group with as kids, right? He had his own business. He had a van. He'd go around picking up people's bikes and, take them to servicing appointments or move them around or whatever, like, pretty reasonable business idea. He knew where his pitfalls were. He knew where he was struggling, or he knew where he needed to do better, doing what I've heard referred to as letting the bitch voice dictate to you what you're doing. Like if you're sitting on the couch and the bitch voice is saying, you know what, don't go out to the shed and paint those panels right now because it's way more comfortable here.
Yeah.
Well, then you're probably just going to go, oh, you know what, I'll sit on the couch.
Sit on your couch.
It is way more comfortable here, you're right. He would just listen to that voice and go, you know what? Yeah, actually, I will sit here.
I can't fix it.
And then eventually it got to the point where his business wasn't growing. And I think from what he was sort of saying, he knew that it wasn't growing, he knew it wasn't going to grow, and he just sort of took that as the excuse of, you know what, it's not working, I'll just walk away and...
Yeah, close it up.
Yeah, he went back to, a wage somewhere else. So at the end of the day, there's always another job too.
Yeah.
So we take these leaps of faith and we go, you know what, it may or may not work. I started out in business once before I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I'd literally just bought this house.
Yeah.
Not maybe 4 or 5 weeks before. I had no money because we put all our money into buying the house. My job that I was working at unexpectedly wrapped up sooner than I thought it was going to, thinking maybe 12, 18 months down the track from where I was. Now I find myself basically with no job.
Yeah, and a house.
And, other commitments, car payments, credit card payments, things like that. And I decided I'd take the leap then. And I definitely wasn't ready because mainly I was burned out from my previous employment. Like mentally I was just dead.
Yeah.
I'd been suffocated over 5 or so years. And the same thing happened. I wasn't ready, ended up working with someone else, and long story short, I just wasn't getting paid. There was just not enough money coming in. And I had made that decision at that time. I had a credit card and I was just like, okay, well, I'll put this week's expenses on the credit card, and then next week when I get paid, I'll pay that back off. But then next week I didn't get paid either. And it just went next thing, and it spiraled. Got to the point where, the credit card was getting close to maxed out. There was other loans that needed to be repaid. Like financially, I was in a really, really bad position.
Yeah.
And obviously, as I said, new mortgage, you know, all these things. Like, it was really, really bad. So I ended up picking up another job.
Yeah, 2 jobs.
And, you know, realistically just went, okay, well, for now, I'm going to do this other job and get myself back to zero and in a much better position now. But again, you can take the leap, but don't feel too proud to have to take the step back either. And you can go back to where it was you were before, or you can take another step forward and try something different too. Like,